Where did anyone take notice of where we were parked?
Yes, I got a leaflet.
Oh, we did get it.
It's amazing.
Why can't they go with it?
I think that we went the odd number one.
After a smooth voyage, we arrived in Devonport. We were keen to stretch our legs, so we headed for a local reserve, for a short walk and a ride. After our break, we decided to make a move and begin to slowly make our way across Tasmania's northwest. With this being our second trip to Tassie, we had a good idea of the things we wanted to see again and places that we missed on our last trip. Along the way we found Turner's Berry Patch, where we filled the fridge with tubs of strawberries. After our strawberry picking, we made our way towards the town of Penguin, where we planned to spend our first night. We found a great free camp on Wiki Camps called Sulphur Creek, which was just a few kilometres out of Penguin. The spot appeared to be quite popular, and we were glad we got in early. our second day in Tasmania, we decided to leave our van parked at Sulphur Creek while we explored some of the sites in the surrounding area. Our first stop was at Guide Falls, which is a short drive from the town of Burnie. After spending some time in Burnie, we made our way back to Penguin and to Sulphur Creek. We had heard that penguins could often be found around the campground, so we did some exploring to see if we could find where they might turn up. We found many tracks just near the caravan, and even found a couple of penguins nesting in their burrows.
Look at the penguin, not us.
The next day we were back on the road again, now heading towards Stanley and the Nut. Along the way we passed many poppy farms, but unfortunately our timing wasn't quite right this time and we didn't see many flowering. We also stopped to have a look at some of the views around one of the many lighthouses that can be found in the area. I just pulled up to our campground here at Strahan, and we've got Cooper here on the stabilisers.
Which your idea is watching.
Pretty windy, just started raining a little bit, but you can see up the back is the Nut, which we're going to go and climb tomorrow. Hopefully we've got some better weather for that. But in the meantime we'll probably just hide out in the van here, cross our fingers that the weather gets a bit better later today or in the morning. After setting up camp, it was time for a walk to explore the town of Stanley.
So what are we doing? Charlotte, what are we doing?
Nothing we want to do.
Coop, what are we doing?
The chairlift.
Yeah,
Off the
right.
nut.
What are we actually doing?
The chairlift.
The top of the nut, we're completing the walk around the edge of the top. We've just finished the walk up. You've got a choice of a chairlift or a very steep walk. The walk is 450 metres long, but it has an elevation of about 150 metres, so it's pretty bloody steep. So the circuit is 2 kilometres around the top, and the nut, from what we've read, is the remains of a volcanic plug. So the kids are doing some learning on this walk as well. So we did make it up 143 metres at that trig point. So we're pretty up there. So there's the easy option. That's the chairlift. Costs about $40 for a family though, to avoid the big climb. So we decided just to walk it. So here we go. This is the start of the descent. Gonna do it all again, except in reverse. 430 metres and about 140 down.
So like that, but too safe. The one that you normally think.
After climbing the nut, we made our way to the Highfield Historic Site. Highfield was constructed in the 1800s by convict labour for the Van Diemen's Land Company, who had hoped to make their fortune growing merino wool. just come out of Burnie on the way to Hellier Gorge. We booked back into Burnie after staying at Stanley just to go to the shops, get a few things, fill up. So now we're heading south after the gorge. We'll keep making our way south and try and camp at one of the lakes down there. Lake Macintosh. Apparently that's pretty good. A few people we follow have stayed there and got some pretty good shots of that. So we'll go and have a look. And then after that, in the next few days, we'll keep heading further south. Probably stop at Strahan or somewhere like that, Queenstown, and then we'll head back over to the east coast after that. So unfortunately, we're at Lake Macintosh and it's gated off at the moment because it's spilling. So we've driven over the dam wall. Hopefully we'll be able to turn around there, we should be fine. But yeah, pretty full. No water we could see actually spilling over the edge at the moment, but it must have been, obviously. We've just spoken to another couple that has come up to camp. They're locals and they've said that is the first time that they've ever actually seen that gate there closed. So how unlucky is that? All that way over the dam, and we've managed to catch it on the one time that it's closed. So we'll have to go and find somewhere else today. Have a look at the map, have a look at wiki camps, and see what we can come up with.
That's rocker than this.
So we've managed to find a new spot. We've driven on a little bit more and we've come to the little town of Rosebery. We found a rest area to stop at tonight. When we first pulled up, honestly it looked a bit dodgy, but we've got another couple that have decided to stay up there as well. So that makes us and them feel a bit better about staying here. Probably going to be absolutely fine even if there wasn't somebody else, but hey, it makes it feel a little bit better. Rosebery itself, I think, is struggling a little bit. The place looks a little bit run down, to be honest. The rest area that we've chosen is trash. They've got a sign up saying it decommissioned the toilet block. But just down here's this nice little waterfall, this little river running through, which is pretty nice. I think there's another one in town that we might have a look at when we walk in. But at any rate, this will do for an overnight. So here's a shot of the rest area here. It was just set up for a quick overnight, didn't put anything out at all. There's people staying behind us and another little camper van just there. The toilet block I was talking about being decommissioned now, so it's a bit of a shame. But anyway, it'll do. At least it's a decent movie from the 90s. Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks?
Yep. 2.
Yeah. Mighty Ducks 2.
What do you even...
I think the one song that they worked extremely hard on that biggest game of your career, where they're so dizzy, grabbed the wrong rower and cleaned the wrong rower.
So where are we today, miss?
I don't know.
You don't know where we are?
I do.
Where are we?
Strahan.
So we're now parked up at Strahan. We've decided to stay at the golf club here. It's one of the few places that are reasonable to camp at Strahan. We had this problem last time as well. There's 2 caravan parks, but they're both way too expensive for what you get. The first one is going to cost about $120 for us to stay there for a powered site, and you still have to have a self-contained van anyway. So we've come down to the golf club. It's $10 a night. It's pretty muddy, but it's a lot better than what we were going to pay. We don't really need anything else, so that's fine. We've had a bit of a look through the town, and we're going to go on the historic train, the historic railway this afternoon. We've already been on the Gordon River cruise last time we're here, which was a really good cruise. That's fantastic, actually. Another one that we've done before is the Ship That Never Was. That's a play about one of the ships that were built on Sarah Island, and that's also a fantastic play as well. So we won't see them this time because we have already done it. We'll try something different, or head off a bit later this afternoon. That goes from 2 o'clock and we get back at about 6 something. So that heads up towards Queenstown and then returns back in. So we'll see how that goes. So definitely all brought the right walking shoes for this.
Ones with holes in them.
Track is pretty wet. Some parts it might as well be the creek. I guess you got to expect that in Tasmania. So when we left the caravan, it was sunny. Half hour later, about to bucket down, We're just here at the station to catch the Heritage Railway. Have a look at that water. So this is in Long Bay at Strahan. This is meant to be pretty calm water, and it's choppy as. So I think we've made the right choice today. We'll do a land-based activity instead of going on the Gordon River cruise again. Not that it'd be too rough up the river, but as soon as they get out of those heads of the bay, she would be pretty choppy.
That's why I'm asking you.